What is going on, you guys? Hope you guys are having a good day. It's now time for another Blu-ray haul video. So, in case you guys are wondering now, after last month, I know I'm a few days late on this, but after last month, I now officially have over 600 movies in my collection. So, these shelves are piling up pretty quick. But, so yeah, I bought probably around 30 movies last month, and so I'm not going to really do these in any particular order. These are just movies that I bought last month. Some of them were new releases that came out that month. Some of them were movies that I had been meaning to see for years, or movies that I have seen since childhood, but wasn't able to get the Blu-ray until now. So let's get started. So again, not going in any particular order, just showing them off. We got Mallrats. This is the Arrow 4K release. This is a Kevin Smith movie, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this, especially if you like Kevin Smith. I really like this movie. This is the second Kevin Smith movie I've seen now. First one was Tusk, which I need to get because I really enjoyed that movie. But yeah, this one's really good. I really enjoy this. It's about about two boys whose girlfriends dump them, and then they realize they have entered in a dating show at the mall, and then they decide that they want to sabotage it to try to get their girlfriends back. So I think it's really good. We got A Bug's Life. This is a classic for me. I've always loved this movie growing up, and when I finally got the Blu-ray, I felt a little bit more complete because I've always had a love for this since childhood. I remember I had the VHS tape when I was growing up. Okay, both these I bought together. We got Wrong Turn, and we got Wrong Turn 2 Dead End. So I'm currently getting through this franchise right now. I still have yet to watch the other ones, but I will say I really enjoyed the first Wrong Turn. I thought it was a really good horror slasher movie about some hillbilly psychopaths in the woods. I thought it was really damn good. And Wrong Turn 2, I didn't like as much as the first one, but I still enjoyed it enough to keep it. And so a lot of people say this is the best one, and I was like, okay, I can kind of get that, but all right. But wasn't quite the movie I was hoping for, but still, I still enjoyed it for what it was. Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 double pack. I've seen these since I was a teenager. I really enjoyed the first one, and I also really enjoyed the second one. A lot of people say the first one is the best, and people say the second one isn't quite as good, but I still enjoy it for what it is. Third one, not that great, and the fourth one I never bothered watching because everybody kept saying how bad it was, and I was like, okay, definitely not wasting my time with that. Fearless. This is a Jet Li martial arts movie. It's like a period piece. It's based off of a true story, and when it comes to martial arts movies, because martial arts movies are my go-to when it comes to action films. If a martial arts movie is not brutal and realistic with its fight scenes, then I typically don't really gravitate towards it, because movies like The Raid and the Ong Bak trilogy, those are movies that I adore watching. And I was really excited when they heard about this because I've seen little clips of this on YouTube, and I was really looking forward to checking this out, and I was so glad that I loved it. And in case anybody's wondering, movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and House of Flying Daggers, those movies don't quite work for me, because when characters are able to fly with little to no ease, to me that just kind of defeats the purpose, and it kind of takes away from the tension of the fight scene. So it doesn't really work for me. Sorry, it just doesn't. So that's the realization of it. So I'm not a big fan of those movies. Sorry. We got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was a new release that came out last month. I really enjoyed this movie. I love the first one. That's the best one in my opinion. Volume 2, I tried watching that twice, and I never finished it, because to me, I always want to move on to something else after getting 40 minutes into it. And this one I liked more than Volume 2. Thought it was really good. Definitely had an emotional core to it. Definitely. Oh. My cat is messing with my microphone. Yeah. Gonna leave that alone. Lethal Weapon 4 movie collection. Get Ready to Shoot Me. I've only seen the first one up until this point, but I did enjoy it. People debate whether or not it's a Christmas movie, just like Die Hard, which it could be a Christmas movie, but I'm still on the fence about that one, so I've yet to watch the rest of them. So definitely will be getting to that at some point in the future. Maybe around Christmas time I'll check them out. Okay, this is an underrated one to me. The Wave. This is a disaster movie from Norway, and it's about a tidal wave that occurs um, in this like isolated little village or city that's basically in the path of this gigantic wave, and this guy right here tries to warn everybody about it, tells them that it's about to happen, and let's just say this is probably the scariest disaster movie I've ever seen in my life. There's even a sequel to it called The Quake, which I have yet to see, and I cannot wait to check that out because that's going to be awesome. Because if that movie was great, then I cannot wait to see it. Finding Nemo, childhood classic, couldn't get it up until this point, and to be honest, I'm not a fan of these types of covers where they just show one character from the movie on here, and they have like little other characters obscured in the background like that. To be honest, I don't like covers like this very much. They did the same thing with another Disney film that we're going to talk about, in just a little bit. They did the same thing with that. But then I realized, you know what? Fuck it. It's still the movie. I still love Finding Nemo, so why the hell not? So I already have Finding Dory, and I do love that one, but I prefer Finding Nemo just a little bit more. The Conjuring. I have now all the Conjuring movies that I like. The first 3 Conjuring movies and Annabelle Creation. Now, those are the only 4 that I like. I still have yet to see The Nun 2. I've heard some good things about it. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's average. And I haven't heard anybody say that it's bad, so can't wait to check that out. But I really enjoy this Conjuring movie. This is my second favorite of the Conjuring universe, whereas Annabelle Creation is my personal favorite. Knowing this is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie. This is a science fiction movie where this girl from the 1950s puts a sequence of numbers on a piece of paper inside of a time capsule, and then 50 years later, Nicolas Cage's son opens it up, and then he discovers the numbers, and then Nicolas Cage finds out that the numbers are the dates, the casualties, and the location of disasters that have occurred over the last 50 years. It is crazy. And not the biggest fan of the ending, which technically if you think about it, the cover kind of spoils the ending. If you think about it, the cover kind of spoils it for you, and also the back. Say that? Yeah. Kind of spoils the ending for you, but either way, I think it's a great Nicolas Cage movie. I think he does great in it, and yeah, I do wish the ending could have been different, but I'll take it. Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I like this movie. I did see it in theaters when it came out, but I always prefer the Gene Wilder one. The Gene Wilder one is always superior in my mind. A lot of people say this, like, I dated this girl about 1.5 years ago. We broke up 1.5 years ago, and this was her favorite of the Willy Wonka films. She preferred this one, which she was a big Tim Burton fan, so I kind of get it. That's my least favorite Johnny Depp performance, because I don't think he really pulls it off as Willy Wonka. He acts like Michael Jackson, that's what everybody calls him. And so, yeah. And I cannot wait for the new Wonka film coming out in December. Cannot wait to see that. Shrek. Yeah, this is a childhood classic again. Love this movie. I bought the second one, I think 2 months ago. And so finally got this one. And I am going to get the third one because that's supposed to come out this month. This month. It's supposed to come out this week on Blu-ray. So I'm going to be getting that. So you'll see the third one in my upcoming Blu-ray haul. But yeah, so love the first one. Love the second one. Really enjoy the third one. Fourth one, haven't seen it yet. So got that one. Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Growing up, I was never a big fan of Freddy Krueger. I didn't think he was the greatest slasher icon like everybody made him out to be, but I do understand the concept of it being scary, a guy who can kill you in your dreams. So this is the first 7 movies? Yep, 7. This is all the way from the original to Wes Craven's Nightmare, of which I now love the original. I really enjoyed the second one. That people call that the gayest horror movie ever, which I can kind of see why. It's like, you know what? I get it. I get it. It's the gayest horror movie ever. But yeah. And Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors is my favorite. Love that one. 4, 5, and 6, not a big fan of those ones. Don't really like them that much. And Wes Craven's Nightmare is my second favorite behind the third one. So yeah, it took me a while to get into these movies, but I'm now glad that I am, because I really do enjoy them. Oh yeah, this is probably the best movie I bought this month. The Flash. This is the 4K release. I was going to get the steelbook for this, but at the time that I went to go find this, they were already out, and I was like, damn it. Either they were already out or they didn't have it in stock yet. So, but still, I enjoy this. I like this cover right here. I think it's really cool. But yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of this year. It's probably my fourth favorite movie of the year right now. Yes, and I do think that yes, some of the CGI doesn't quite work all the time. I do think the opening scene, like with the hospital and all, like, you know, you got all that debris and the babies falling. To me, I think the director confirmed that that was all for comedic effect. Like, it was supposed to be for the movie, and it wasn't meant to be bad just because they were lazy. But overall, I did think the movie had a great emotional impact to it. I really like this version of The Flash. I still have yet to finish the Flash TV show, of which technically I just started that. So, can't wait to get through that one. I do like how they brought Michael Keaton's Batman in here, of which I have seen both those Batman movies. Not a big fan of them, but I respect them for what they are. And also, I love Sasha Kaye, I think is her name. I love her take on Supergirl. To me, she's my favorite Supergirl of all time, and she is fucking cute. I love her. Independence Day. I still have yet to see this. I've heard a lot of people say this was great when it came out, and yeah, so yet to see it. So let me know in the comments how good it is. It still holds up. Okay, I bought this trilogy all throughout this month. We've got Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel Has Fallen, of which, yeah, I actually just watched this one an hour ago before making this video, so really good trilogy. Olympus Has Fallen is the best one. This is like the best Die Hard ripoff we've ever gotten. I think it's really pulls up the punch of what it does, but replace Gerard Butler with John McClane, and this could have been Die Hard 5. If this was Die Hard 5, we would still be getting Die Hard movies to this day, but sadly we're not, so. London Has Fallen, I enjoyed. I watched this last night. I didn't think it was as good as the original, as Olympus, but I do think it was a entertaining enough movie. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. I like it. And Angel Has Fallen, this was a bit better than London, but it was around same level for me. So overall, good trilogy, and cannot wait for the new one whenever they announce that. I think it's Night Has Fallen or something like that. Cannot wait for that. Ex Machina. I saw this once, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and I've always been thinking about it. So yeah, a really good story about a guy who is hired to study this AI that this guy invented, and let's just say shit goes down. And let me just tell you, the ending is creepy. Creepy ending. The Mask of Zorro. I got this because one of my favorite YouTubers, Cody Leach, praised this movie and said that it was one of his favorite action movies of all time. And so I decided to buy it, and I knew it was like a swashbuckler movie where they have like swords. It's about like the Spanish Revolution, I think. And yeah, you got Antonio Banderas, who I really like from Spy Kids, and also Anthony Hopkins, of which, yeah, both actors I really like. This movie was way better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be okay. That was fine. It had some decent sword fights, but no, this movie was great. I really enjoyed it. It was it was better than I think it had the right to be. So definitely worth it. Bridge to Terabithia. This was another childhood classic for me. I've watched this. I think I watched this in school one time, but I had already seen it at home. Definitely a sad Disney movie, but I do think it really is an important movie as far as Disney goes. And the main character here, when I found out that she, spoiler alert, she dies in the movie, I felt that was a big emotional hit for me, and I'm like, wow, so not everybody's expendable. So, especially in Disney movies. So, really enjoy it. Nightcrawler, one of the greatest movies of all time. I really love this movie. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays like one of those guys who records crime scenes or car crashes and then reports it to the news so they can show it on the news like the very next day. And then he becomes so good at what he does that he begins committing crimes himself, and he gets the first shot, and then he eventually becomes like a criminal by doing it. So it's a damn good movie, and I never get tired of watching it. Friday. Definitely a comedy classic. I've seen this many times already. I watched this last night as well. And then, so I gotta say, this comedy, it never gets old for me. Sadly, the other 2 movies that came after it were not that good, and I do think they need to make a 4th one but bring back Chris Tucker's character, please. They need to, because he made the first movie watchable. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I bought this because I love this movie, and I know we have a 3rd one coming out, or that's already out right now, and I've yet to see it. So love this one. I never saw the 2nd one, and I heard not too many good things about the second one, although some people say it does have the charm of the original, but not quite as good. So can't wait to check it out again. So definitely a classic for me. Eddie the Eagle. This is another movie that Cody Leach recommended. This is a movie about Eddie Edwards, a British ski jumper who became one of the best ever, and Hugh Jackman plays the guy who coaches him on everything. And I really think this is a great feel-good movie. Like, I watched this with my mom, and yeah, she agreed. It's definitely a feel-good movie. So definitely a favorite for that one. Near Dark. This is definitely the most expensive Blu-ray that I bought this month. It was like $45, and it's sad because this movie is out of print. So the only way for you to get one of these is if somebody's already selling it somewhere else. So I got this on eBay for $45, and some copies go for like $100. Some people sell it for $80, and I was like, I don't want to buy it for that much. It's too expensive. And then finally found this one for $45, and I was like, you know what? To hell with it, I'll buy it. And luckily I liked it because really enjoyed this movie. Because I would hate if that was a huge waste of money for me. You got Up, another Disney classic that I really like. Or, wait, is it Disney Pixar? Okay, so I was right. So yeah, again, I was debating on buying this because, again, I'm not a fan of this cover where you got only one character on the whole cover and then like other characters are like obscured in the background. This one doesn't have any, but I don't know. Covers like this just don't work for me. But I was like, you know what? It's just the movie, so I might as well just get it anyway. Fast X. I didn't expect too much from this because F9 was pretty much a disappointment for a lot of people as far as the Fast and Furious franchise, and I gotta say, I loved this movie more than I expected to. Like, I thought this was gonna be around. I expected, okay, this is gonna be better than F9, but it's gonna be not as good as most of the films in this franchise. This is in my top 5 as far as Fast and Furious movies go. I really enjoyed the character of Jason Momoa. I think he's like he's the best villain that this franchise has ever gotten. The car chases obviously are really good. There's a lot of over-the-top nature of it, and I'm glad they did not go as over-the-top as they did in the previous movie where they went to space. I was like, what the heck are you guys doing? But now, luckily, they did not go that far here, so they definitely scaled it down a little bit. So, really enjoyed it. Yeah, and definitely in my top 5, which I didn't expect. And the final movie that I got last month, is Tommy Boy. Another recommendation from Cody Leach. You know, a lot of movies I get are from Cody Leach. This movie is Chris Farley and David Spade. Chris Farley is a guy who is kind of stupid, and he just barely got by in college. And after he graduates, his dad wants him to take over his Callahan Brakes business, where he sells brakes to car companies. And so then they realize that with the company about to be shut down, him and David Spade decide to go cross country to try to sell as many brakes as possible to get the company back up, and hijinks ensues along the way. So this is the steelbook of the movie. I got this at the bargain bin at Walmart, and it was like $10, and I seriously did not expect to get this. So I was very happy to be able to get this for the price that I did, because I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't watch it until this year, but I'm so glad that I did, because yeah. And Chris Farley, we lost you way too soon, buddy. Yeah, he was 33 when he died. That's sad. Very, very sad. And that is it, you guys. That's all the movies I bought for this month. Also, stay tuned, because I am going to be doing my 24 seasons ranking, where I'm going to be ranking every single season of 24, my favorite TV show of all time. I know many people have been waiting impatiently for that, but I will be doing that pretty soon, because I finally got every season on Blu-ray. I'm very happy to tell you guys that, so keep in touch, and I'll see you guys soon.